Right now on Jamaica News Page tonight, a disturbing case out of St. Catherine. A mother charged tonight after allegedly pimping her 14-year-old daughter to a 60-year-old man. The shocking details in how investigators say the teen was exploited. New tonight, Jamaica Labour Party Member of Parliament Zavia Mayne under pressure. The MP set to be charged by the Integrity Commission over incomplete statutory declarations. Also tonight,
I rise today to update this Honourable House on the unprecedented level of international financial support mobilized for Jamaica following Hurricane Melissa.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness hails a historic $1 trillion relief package, while opposition leader Mark Golding warns
that this is not something to celebrate. This is not something to gloat about. This represents a substantial setback for Jamaica.
Plus, a young girl's remarkable determination tonight. At just 10 years old, one Kingston student is saving every dollar she can. Her powerful story of hope, sacrifice, and childhood ambitions ahead. Welcome to Jamaica News Page tonight, news powered by viewers like you. We invite you to click subscribe and tap the notification bell to stay connected. Thank you for connecting. Jamaica News Page tonight starts right now. A 45-year-old St. Catherine mother has been charged tonight with multiple offenses, including 3 counts of sexual touching, trafficking, and conspiracy after allegedly prostituting her own daughter. The woman is jointly charged with a 60-year-old man also from the parish. Police investigations revealed that between June 1 and November 22, the girl's mother allegedly conspired with the male accused and took her 14-year-old daughter to his dwelling, where he allegedly touched her inappropriately. The police say the elder further gave the girl $34,000, which she gave to her mother. A report was made to the Spanish Town Police, prompting an investigation that led to the arrest and subsequent charging of both accused. A court date is being finalized. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, has recommended that a policeman be charged in connection with a January 2024 incident in White River, Portland. The officer has been identified as District Constable Zavia Mayne. According to the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, the recommended charges stem from an alleged domestic assault involving a woman and a child. Investigators say District Constable Mayne assaulted both complainants during the incident, while the woman was reportedly holding the child in her arms. Both later sought medical attention. A trial date is expected to be set in the coming weeks. Indicom notes that since January 2024, 53 law enforcement officers have been charged following investigations carried out by the oversight body, 25 of them in 2025 alone. 3 employees of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation have been taken into police custody for questioning following an operation earlier today. Jamaica News Page tonight understands that the Municipal Corporation requested police intervention after concerns were raised about an alleged misappropriation of funds. Head of the St. Catherine North Police Division, Senior Superintendent Hopeton Nicholson, confirmed that the workers were detained and are now being questioned. He noted that the investigations remain active. New tonight, Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Anne, the JLP's Zavia Mayne, is now facing possible criminal charges after the Integrity Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecution accepted a recommendation to proceed against him. According to the Commission's Director of Investigation, Kevin Stevenson, Mayne failed to comply with lawful requests to provide additional information related to his statutory declarations over a 5-year period, that's from 2018 through 2022. While Mayne did file the required declarations, Stevenson says the MP did not submit supporting details, including audited financial statements for companies in which he's a shareholder, bank and investment account information from NCB, Scotia, Mayberry, JMMB, and Cornerstone, documentation related to a $120 million property sale at Springs Plaza, and gross rental income from 2021 through 2022, as well as salary details from his law firm. In one instance, when asked for the disposal price of a 2015 Honda Accord, Mayne reportedly stated the vehicle was transferred with, quote, love and affection. Stevenson noted that despite extensions and repeated requests, Mayne did not provide the outstanding documentation, prompting the legal recommendation to charge him. However, MP Mayne is strongly denying any breach. His attorney, Nigel Jones, says the report is flawed. In quote, he says it's vexatious, end quote, and has no legal merit, arguing that the commission is engaged in a, quote, fishing expedition, end quote, and overstepped its authority. According to Jones, Mayne has been fully compliant with annual filings. Mayne's attorney also criticized the commission for not seeking clarification from the Supreme Court, despite Mayne inviting them to do so, and accused the body of trying to embarrass the MP ahead of the upcoming general election. Jones added that his client will now need to petition the Supreme Court himself to settle the point of law at the center of the dispute. The news never stops, and neither do we. Here's what's ahead on Jamaica News Page tonight.
I rise today to update this Honourable House on the unprecedented level of international financial support mobilized for Jamaica following Hurricane Melissa.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness hails a historic trillion Jamaican dollar relief package, while opposition leader Mark Golding warns
that this is not something to celebrate. This is not something to gloat about. This represents a substantial setback for Jamaica.
Plus, a young girl's remarkable determination tonight. At just 10 years old, one Kingston student is saving every dollar she can. Her powerful story of hope, sacrifice, and childhood ambitions ahead. The Jamaica News Page tonight, news powered by viewers like you. We invite you to click subscribe and tap the notification bell to stay connected. Thank you for connecting. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is crediting Jamaica's nearly $7 billion relief and recovery package secured from the world's leading multilateral agencies to what he describes as the strong fiscal stewardship of his administration.
Madam Speaker, even before the announcement of this substantial international financing package, we already had in place a multi-layered disaster risk financing framework, which was the product of years of strategic planning, disciplined financial management, and proactive investment in resilience.
The losses from Hurricane Melissa have been staggering. The latest estimate puts the damage at nearly $9 billion, the equivalent of 40% of Jamaica's GDP. But opposition leader Mark Golding is sounding the alarm, warning,
I'm not blaming the government for seeking resources to fund the recovery. It's going to be necessary to get those resources. I am just making the point that this is not something to celebrate. This is not something to gloat about. This represents a substantial setback for Jamaica, and it represents if it's not administered properly, it could permanently weaken our future prospects and damage the country's future.
Meanwhile, development economist Dr. Christian Stokes says there must be strict accountability in how Jamaica spends the nearly $1 trillion Jamaican dollars in hurricane relief funding.
My fear is that a chunk of it will be loans and that will adversely affect our debt to GDP. There's no way around that if that is the case. Really, I do expect some adverse impact on our fiscal position coming out of that. What you spend the money on is, to me, the most important thing. Together with the accountability, and nobody wants to talk about this, it's not a nice topic, accountability for how the money is being spent and the effectiveness of that expenditure. And if we get that right over the next 3 to 5 years, I think the country will do better job.
Dr. Stokes says the fact that Jamaica was able to secure such a substantial package is significant, but stresses that transparent oversight is essential to ensure the funds are used effectively.
It's a lot of money. It's about the size of our annual budget. But the problem is huge. So the fact that we are able to identify resources to address the problem is important. The fact that all of these bodies have come together, the IFC in particular, I think, would have an interest on the private side to blend the private capital to come up with a funding solution is good.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce's Economic Affairs and Taxation Committee, Keith Collister, says the country must now shift focus toward establishing a fully financed disaster resilience package, or rather plan, to prevent future devastation on this scale.
I think we need a physical disaster resilience plan that is fully financed and executable, which includes issues such as the coastal areas, mangroves, all the resilient issues, the waterways and rivers and so on, that all of which I don't think that we paid the correct amount of attention to, and it needs to be financed and it needs to be prioritized.
And finally tonight, 10-year-old Kaylee Brown from Iris Jelly Primary School has been saving her lunch money to help finish building her own bedroom after construction stalled due to her father's financial challenges. Instead of spending on gadgets or holiday items, Kaylee decided to contribute toward creating a quiet space where she can study and feel comfortable. Her father, Kevin Brown, said he was surprised and proud when he first contributed to the project, noting that Kaylee has always been thoughtful and supportive, even investing in her older sister's knitting hobby. Kaylee saves between $500 and $1,000 from her daily lunch money and now has her own bank account to store her savings. The room's basic structure is up but still needs tiling, rendering, concrete roofing, and painting. Kaylee hopes the room will be completed by Christmas and already envisions it in sky blue with stitched stickers, white tiles, a study desk, AC, and furniture. Despite the responsibility she has taken on, Kaylee says she doesn't feel pressured. She simply believes in helping where she can. A high-performing student as well, she's preparing for her grade 5 PEP exams and dreams of becoming a pediatrician and a businesswoman. I can see that in her future, as well as, an interior designer. Who knows? And that's the news on Jamaica News Page tonight, powered by viewers like you. Please click subscribe and tap the notification bell to stay connected. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see you in the comments, and be sure to join us again for more news. Good night.